Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching today. Just checking to make sure my Facebook is going live. And 1 second, refreshing, and there I am. So today, Tuesday, June 29th, tomorrow, the last day of the month. So I was I was going over some notes, writing some notes last night about reminding yourself and having a mini monthly business plan. You know, a lot of us at the beginning of the year, end of the year, write our business plan, our goals, and the things that we're going to do and get done and accomplish for the year. But do you do it every month? Do you reevaluate? Now, so I'm going to give you some things to think about, and here's a few things to think about. Is number one, do you look at your calendar? Do you have it visualized? Do you have it like on paper, somewhere up on a board? Do you have it days? Is it like up and down like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or is it like in boxes like a traditional calendar? Is it on your phone? But I think that your calendar, especially when you're trying to hit your goals and you're getting things accomplished, you should have, I like it written out in a piece of paper in front of you. So you could sit there and every day you could write down as those days happen, did you do what you wanted to accomplish? So whatever which way, if you could visualize that, how that works for you, because everybody has different ways of organizing themselves and visualizing things. So one, you have to have your monthly plan and visualize it in your monthly calendar. And then you have to have your past calendar up. And what do you do with your appointments? Do you your appointments and tasks? Do you cross them off? Do you have a task list? Do you have the things that you want to do today? Do you delete them? Where is it where you could double check your work that you got the things you wanted to get done on that? So the way I visualize it is a calendar of things you want to do day to day on those days. And then there's a list of to-dos and goals of what you want to accomplish that month. And here are a few things. Number one, when you have your calendar out for the next month, is I always say, mark down the days that you know you don't want to work. The days you're going to take off. That's one, whole days. If you're going to say, I'm taking that Sunday, the 5th off, I'm taking this off, I'm taking off the 4th of July, I'm taking off. What days are you say, I'm not working at all? A lot of us say, well, I'm working every day. Well, when you're in real estate and you're busy, I split that in two things. There's reacting and proactive. So you could split up your days. This is a day that I'm only going to be reactive. That means if a buyer needs something, a seller needs something, nothing scheduled. Like I don't have to follow up with any buyers or sellers. I followed up with them the day before. I gave them all an update. And I'm just going to react to things that happen and just respond to things. I'm not going to be proactive. I'm not going to make outgoing prospecting calls. I'm not going to be following up with sellers and buyers, and I'm not going to call and check on their the title work and check on their loan or wait for an inspection to come back. You could split up your day a little bit of what days I want to be proactive, what days I want to be reactive, what days I'm going to be both, and what days I'm going to totally be off duty, which I know to busy agents it's like totally insane. What do you mean? There's something where I'm not going to do anything that day? I know it's hard sometimes to do that. So that's one of the things you should do. Next, you got to mark down what days you'll be working. Now, again, back to that proactive and reactive. What days, you could say every day, and you could make your own little note. I'm going to be reactive, reactive. I'm going to be P. I'm going to be proactive this day. What days am I actually going to do things that outside of just waiting for things to happen? So that's another thing that you can do. Now, on a list maybe next to it, or that is to have your goals of how many listings you want to take in this month, and review how many you took in last month, and are you on pace to hit your yearly goals? Example, You want 50 listings, you better do about 4 to 5 a month. And where are you halfway through the year? We're halfway through the year. You want 50 listings this year. How many? Did you get 25 so far this year? So where are you in that? Next is how many buyer contracts do you want? How many new buyers do you want? How many have you had over the last couple months and the last month, and where do you want to do now? So it gives you a new start, like, okay, and hopefully when you're doing this monthly, you're raising the bar. You're like, oh, wow, my goal last month is get 4 new buyers. I got 5. Instead of 4 this month, I want to do 6. So it gives you like a new start, a new goals, monthly goals, and hopefully you're raising the bar. You're raising the bar a little bit on that. Next is how many, if you want to think about referrals. I have a lot of agents earning a lot of extra money or a lot of money on referrals. What I mean by referrals, please remember this. If you are not sending out referrals monthly, you're not either one, everybody and anybody you know or ever known only lives in this area and that you would drive to show them a house or list their property. You have a sphere of anybody, people you know, people you ran into, people you went to school with, anybody you know that lives outside this area. Why are you not calling them? I had an agent last year that earned, had 2 referrals to California. Did what I told them to do. Always reach out to everybody. Make sure they call you first. 2 referral checks. Properties out there are a little more expensive. One was $15,000. Other one, $16,000. $31,000 in 2 referrals. Do you know anybody in California? You could earn more money on a referral than driving someone around here. So think about referrals. Do you know anybody out there? Remember, you are licensed in Ohio. My view of marketing on that is that means that you could only do it yourself in Ohio and keep the whole pie yourself, write the contracts, start to finish, do the deal for a buyer and or seller. But in every other state and other countries, you can earn a referral fee because you're licensed here. If you're not licensed here, you can't earn a referral fee. That's a kickback. But you could earn referral fees. Start building a referral market in other places with your sphere of people. So think about that. Referrals. How am I going to get more referrals? Because like I said, unless everybody you know is living here and no one knows you outside the geographic area that you'll drive and no one knows you outside the state, you got to do it. Especially to my Century 21 Homestar agents. Century 21 is the most recognized real estate brand in the world. It is. We have reports and documenting that people recognize the Century 21 name #1 more than any other real estate name. Use that to your advantage because people in other states and other cities, they know Century 21. They know who you work for, what you do, and explain to them, call me first. I'll hook you up with an agent there. I'll be happy to help you get started. So we could go on more one-on-one with that. Anybody could reach out to me there. 4 more things. One is post that calendar somewhere on your phone. Post it somewhere where you could see it. So every day you could do a check. Like, am I hitting my goals for the day? Am I getting the things done? Am I filling in? Am I prospecting? Next is make sure it's filled out hour to hour, afternoon to morning. As most detail as you can per day is what are you going to do this hour? What are you going to do that hour? What are you going to do this afternoon? Are you going to prospect? Are you going to follow up with buyers and sellers? Are you going to go network somewhere? What are you going to do? Your day's got to be full. Imagine you are your own employee and you show up for work every morning. You're your own boss and you go, what am I doing? What am I doing? And what would you do? You would have a task. You would if you have an employee, you wouldn't say, go do whatever. You would say, here's what you have to do. Do this for the next hour. Do this for the next 2 hours. Take a lunch break. You got to think of yourself as your own employee. Next is, again, always review every week. You could, of what you did for the week. So if you have to double up because you got busy with your own pending deals, if you could slow things down. Like, wow, I got more prospecting done last week, so you could really change the weeks around a little bit if you want to. And then when you have your calendar that and you could see it. Again, this is just my way of visualizing it. It's your month. You could get a bird's eye view of like, wow, it's all filled in. I'm pretty busy. I'm going to keep myself busy. But if you sit there and look at it and go, oh, half my days have nothing written in there of what I'm even going to do that day, then you're not being task oriented. You're not going to hit those goals with just having a blank day and waking up every morning. What am I going to do today? And then filling in the day. And last is just, I promise you, when you have it written down, it's scheduled, you're going to be more productive. You're going to get things more done more than if you just wing it every day of like, well, I'll make some prospecting calls when I can. I'll follow up on my sphere whenever. When I get time in between things, I'll call on my listings to keep them updated on what's going on. Or I have a buyer, but I told him I'll call him if something new comes on the market. But nothing new's come on the market for the last 3 or 4 days. That's how you lose a buyer. If you don't follow up with that buyer, even if you have no news of new properties, they're just going to keep looking online. They might call up other agents. They might see coming soon or a foreclosed property. You got to follow up with your clients. Getting off topic there. So that's it today. Mini monthly plan. At the end of each month, this is the time to do it. Think about planning your next month. Look at the this month and see what things you could do better, more organized, and be more efficient and get more things done. That's it for today. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you tomorrow, noon on Wednesday. Bye-bye.